Well, hello and welcome to our reading of Homer's Iliad, and we're up to verse 84 here, line 84. So in the earlier section here, the seer is rather nervous about telling what he knows because he's worried that he'll get into strife from Agamemnon. And in this section here, Achilles is going to encourage him to speak and tell him that he will protect him, come what may. So our subject here is Ocus Achilles Podas. So Achilles, swift in respect of his feet. This is an accusative here. This is the standard, one of the standard epithets of Achilles. So swift-footed Achilles. Ap amebominos. Now, amebomai is to reply, and this is just strengthening that. So, replying, swift-footed Achilles addressed him. He spoke to him. Pros Fa from Phame, of course. So, thasesas is aorist participle. So, having taken courage, and the Mala emphasizes that. So, take great courage. So having taken great courage, aper is an imperative, speak of the theopropion. Well, it means prophecy, but probably more like just divine message here. Hotir, whatsoever thing, oyster, you know. This is the second person singular from oida. So take courage and speak the divine message, whatsoever thing you know. Now we get umar, which is used in oaths, and so it's something like, you have to understand I swear behind this, so it's umar. I swear by Apollo, who is dear to Zeus. This is the dative from Zeus, who is dear to Zeus, to whom also you, Kalkan, O Kalchas. And this bit goes with, this Kalkan here is a vocative, and it goes, but this section goes with the next bit. So I swear by Apollo, dear to Zeus, O Kalchas, whom you, praying, you komenos, you reveal. So whom you pray, when you reveal your, well, again, prophecies or divine messages to the Danans. So to whom, so the ho goes with the oikomenos, to whom you praying, O Kalchas, you reveal prophecies to the Danans. Now we get genitive absolutes here, the mu and zontos and the derkomenoio. These are all genitive participles, and mu is simply aeolic form, of course, from emu. So, and these are part of the genitive absolutes. So, while I am living and looking, derkomai is to see, looking upon the earth, utis, no one. Now, our main verb is over here, and this is a little bit tricky. This is actually from epiphero. Which means to lay hands upon you. So, so while I am alive and looking at the earth, no one beside the hollow ships will lay bareas, probably something like here, violent hands, soy on you. None of all the Danans. So that utis goes with this bit here. So no one among all the Danans, while I am alive and looking at the earth, beside the hollow ships, will lay violent hands upon you. Ud ein Agamemnona epes. not even if, and for here, not even if a pace, this is the subjunctive here, you might be speaking of Agamemnon, which of course he is, hos nun polon aristos, who now, there's our main verb here, boasts to be Aristos, the best of the Achaeans, adverbial polon, by far. So Achilles is offering his protection that none of the Danaans will lay violent hands upon you, not even if you're speaking about Agamemnon. And it's delayed in the sentence. This is rather nicely done here, of all the Danaans, and then the real villain, of course, is left to the second half of the line here. The poetry here is very lovely. Kai toti de thasesi kai audemantis amumon. And at that time, now amumon often translated as blameless, but I think in more recent times people think of this more in the sense of noble, high-born, rather than blameless, but in the sense of not being guilty of anything. So the high-born seer at that time, Tharcese, this is an aorist with no augment, took courage, kai auda, this is from audao, looking this one up, contract alpha verb, it's from audao. So he took courage and he spoke, and he said, and here is the direct speech of what he says. So neither, now the hot refers to Apollo, so neither epimemphatai, from epimemphami, neither does he find fault for a euchole, for a vow. This is generally a vow which is not kept, so you promise to do something and you don't do it, and the gods get back at you. And of course you'll remember that Agamemnon, the whole business at Aulis was caused because Agamemnon had made a vow to Artemis and then had reneged on it. And so in retaliation the goddess demanded the slaughter of his daughter Iphigenia. So the gods can find fault with over a vow. So, but he does not find fault over a vow, nor over a hecatomb, al henica, but on account of, and it takes a genitive, an ereter, this is a genitive, this is third declension genitive here, an ereter is a prayer, literally, and hence we generally translate it as priest. It's connected with that verb of praying and that noun of prayer. But on account of a priest whom Agamemnon dishonoured. This is an alpha here with augment, so it's artimao, to dishonour. So whom Agamemnon dishonoured, and nor did he apoluse, release, send back, the Thugatra, the daughter, and nor did he receive the ransom. Tunek, this is Crassus for tu Heneca. This is Crassus for tu Heneca, and the alphas are elided, and we get Crassus in here. But on account of this, but for this reason. So it was because of this error then, as you might expect, that the far shooter gave pains, and this is lovely here, et eti dose, and he will give further pains, he'll give more grief, so that he has given, this is a neuter plural here, algea, from algos, so he has given pains, and he will give even more. Ude, neither will he get is emphatic, so in fact, neither will he. Apose is from otheo. Otheo is the verb here, and this is the well, it's a future, and but they don't lengthen it. There's apotheo, there must be an apotho as well. They haven't lengthened the linking vowel here, so it's just perhaps from apotho or apotheo normally. And nor, in fact, will he push back, literally, the Ikea loigon, the hideous plague from the Danans. So we've got a dative here, meaning from, I think. Prin and prin, we get this this use of double prin here in Homer. So he will not do that before he gives the helicopida horen. Now this is of doubtful meaning. It's used here of a girl. Normally it's animals and things. It can mean shiny-eyed with well-rounded face or with rolling eyes. So before he gives back to her dear father, or her own father, the perhaps shiny-eyed girl, a priatan, without price, and a poinon, and without ransom. And he brings a holy or sacred hecatomb into Chrysi. And at that time, now we get ken for an here, because we get an optative at the end. Hilasamenoi, so this means having appeased him. So at that time then, having appeased him, we might, with the ken, we might persuade him. And that's the end of that little section.